Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. The home of every breaking Liverpool story, every twist, every drama, and every moment that keeps the cop buzzing. Today we've got a massive news roundup, from a surprising Marc Guéhi transfer twist, to Alan Shearer shutting down title talk, to Jamie Carragher calling out Mohamed Salah after a rough run. Plus, how Darwin Núñez is really doing after Liverpool cashed in, and a new VAR verdict that'll leave every Red absolutely fuming. Strap in, this one's going to be explosive. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with every twist and turn in the transfer window. Marc Guéhi Liverpool transfer takes twist as Reds face difficult January decision. Marc Guéhi came within a whisker of joining Liverpool on transfer deadline day in the summer, but the Reds may have to fork out big money to sign him in January. Marc Guéhi won't come cheap if Liverpool want to follow up their summer interest and sign him in January. Real Madrid and Barcelona are among the European giants wanting to sign the England defender as a free agent in the summer. But Liverpool boss Arne Slot is crying out for defensive reinforcements in the winter to stabilize their season after a poor start to the Premier League campaign. The Reds could go back in for the Crystal Palace captain, who will have just 6 months left on his current deal come the new year. Palace know Guéhi, 25, won't sign a new deal, but he remains determined to lead the Eagles with dignity and has earned praise from fans for how he has conducted himself throughout the saga. Liverpool have conceded 20 goals in their 12 games Premier League games this season and currently have a -2 goal difference, with the performances of centre-back Ibrahima Konate in particular being criticised. Slot also appears to have misgivings about the fitness record of Joe Gomez, while Italian youngster Giovanni Leone is out for the season with an ACL injury. The Reds were so close to concluding a deal for Guéhi on transfer deadline day, but they now face competition from elite foreign clubs. As reported by the Mirror, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Inter Milan are all keen on Guéhi and are able to speak to him from January 1st. He can also sign a pre-contract agreement with any of them before the end of the campaign. Real Madrid and Barcelona also know Guéhi has an Ivorian passport, which means he also counts as an EU player in Spain, while free agents are often able to command more lucrative contracts. Palace know they will lose Guéhi eventually, but they have to balance losing him for free in the summer versus the fee they would get in January, and the riches on offer for Premier League places and cup progress means Liverpool could have to get close to the £35 million they offered in the summer. Jamie Carragher last week said the Reds should go all out to sign him in January. Speaking on Sky Sports, he said, "Liverpool need to spend in January, they need to buy a centre-back, they should have bought a centre-back in the summer. Liverpool are probably one injury away at centre-back from really derailing the season, so they have to go to the market in January. I do feel that they did need to bring that number of players in during the summer." Alan Shearer swats away Gary Lineker's title shout with Arsenal leading Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool. Former Newcastle United forward Alan Shearer has assessed Arsenal's nearest rivals for the Premier League title following another dramatic weekend in the top flight. Alan Shearer believes that Manchester City are Arsenal's closest challengers for the Premier League title, despite Gary Lineker's call for second-place Chelsea to be in with a shout. Mikel Arteta's side moved 6 points clear at the top of the table with a 4-1 thrashing against Tottenham in the North London derby on Sunday. The Gunners ran riot at the Emirates Stadium, with Leandro Trossard scoring the opener before Eberechi fired home a memorable hat-trick. They capitalized on Manchester City losing at Newcastle United on Saturday, meaning the Gunners sit 7 ahead of Pep Guardiola's side and 6 in front of Chelsea, who leapt up to second following a 2-0 win against Burnley. As for Liverpool, the reigning champions slipped to 11th after a 3-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest. When discussing Arsenal's closest rivals for the title on The Rest is Football, Lineker raised the point about Chelsea emerging as potential candidates, after recording a 5th win in 6 top-flight games. However, Shearer was having none of it, branding City as the team that will pose the biggest threat to Arsenal for the Premier League title this season. Shearer said, "I'd still say City because we've seen City after Christmas do it, they are used to it, they can do it and we know that. It's different because defensively they are not as good as they have been, but because they have been there and know what to expect, I would still say it would be Man City." Ex-City right-back Richard agreed with Shearer, adding, "I would say Man City as well, but Chelsea can beat anyone on their day. I think they can put in some really good performances, as we saw at the Club World Cup. But I don't think they have it enough at the moment to go all the way, but they are improving." Arsenal have been in tremendous form since losing against Liverpool in August. Indeed, they have won 13 and drawn 2 of their last 15 fixtures across all competitions. 7 of those victories have come in the Premier League, a run that has seen them climb into a comfortable position at the top of the table. Assessing his side's position at the top of the Premier League, Arteta said post-Tottenham, "We are doing really well, we've been really consistent, and that's it." I mean, when you look at the results, whether they win or lose, the difference in the scoreline and actually what happens in games is really small. We know that. We need players back immediately today. We've got Noni back on the pitch, which is great, but we're still missing a lot of important players, and we're going to need all of them. The good news is we lost Big Gabby, which is a massive blow, and Piero Hincapié comes in, and I think he was fantastic from the beginning. Jamie Carragher lays into Mohamed Salah after poor Liverpool run, one of the leaders. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher has called on Mohamed Salah to come out and speak for the team following the Reds' 6th defeat in 7 Premier League matches. Jamie Carragher has criticized Mohamed Salah and believes the Liverpool striker ought to come out and speak for the team following the Reds' 6th loss in 7 Premier League fixtures. Arne Slot's team suffered a 3-0 defeat against Nottingham Forest at Anfield on Saturday, a result which saw the Reds slip to 11th in the table and left them trailing leaders Arsenal by a massive 11 points. Looking back on yet another disheartening loss in Liverpool's struggles, Carragher highlighted Salah as a player who should address the club's present circumstances, instead of skipper Virgil van Dijk. Carragher pointed out that Salah decided to discuss his contract matters out loud last campaign, but suggested he has chosen to stay quiet whilst Liverpool endure a challenging spell. Speaking to Sky Sports Monday Night Football, Carragher said, "I don't know. Nobody knows. The manager sees the players every day and he can't quite fix it at the moment. We are talking about a manager who has won the Premier League. I think Virgil van Dijk, after the game, has come out again and spoke as he should do as the captain and called Liverpool a mess. I must say on the back of all these Liverpool defeats it's always Van Dijk who comes out. And as I have said, the captain should do that, but there should be other players in that dressing room coming out and speaking for the club." A year ago this weekend, Mo Salah wasn't shy in coming out and speaking about his own situation, about the club not offering him a contract. "I only ever hear Salah speak when he gets man of the match or he needs a new contract. I would like to see Salah come out as one of the leaders, one of the legends of Liverpool, come out and speak for the team. It shouldn't always be the captain." Salah has netted just 4 goals and registered 2 assists across 12 Premier League matches this campaign. It represents a stark contrast to his finest ever English top-flight season in 2024-25, when he was directly involved in 47 goals. Meanwhile, Liverpool have collected only 18 points from a potential 30 this term. Following the loss to Forest, manager Slot commented, "How bad the result is, that is difficult to measure, but it was very bad of course. Playing at home, losing 3-0, no matter which team you face is, of course, a very, very, very bad result. Unexpected if you look at the first half hour of the game, because, in my opinion, it was a good start from us. Haven't seen us creating so much in the first half hour of a game maybe throughout the whole season. I'm not sure because I don't remember every single game now, but we were able to create a lot. The first time they arrived in our box, they scored a goal and it's a very difficult cocktail to drink, or to have, if you miss out on your own chances and almost every time you concede one, the ball goes in." How Darwin Núñez has fared since Liverpool cashed in on striker for Alexander Isak. Former Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez has taken well to life in the Saudi Pro League for Al Hilal after his summer transfer helped pave the way for Alexander Isak's move. Liverpool was forced to let go of mercurial striker Darwin Núñez to Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal over the summer to accommodate the transfer of Swedish international Alexander Isak and French forward Hugo Ekitike. The Uruguayan international was sold for an initial $88 million fee with further add-ons, a steep drop from the $113.6 million the Reds handed Benfica for Nuñez's services in 2022. He started the preseason strongly for his new club before struggling with a knee injury for much of the early part of the 2025-26 campaign. He's rebounded nicely upon his return, scoring the opening goal in a 2-1 victory over Al Fateh over the weekend. He's featured 10 times on the season, 9 for his club, and once for his country. Nuñez has 5 goals and 2 assists in 6 Saudi Pro League matches, including a 3-goal contribution against Al Ettifaq in October. He's featured twice in the AFC Champions League for Al Hilal, scoring once in 57 minutes of action. His club sits top of the AFC Champions League table through 4 games despite playing one less fixture than more of their opponents. Al Hilal recruited 2-time UEFA Champions League finalist manager Simone Inzaghi to Saudi Arabia in an ambitious coup this summer and swiftly bought a slew of talented players for the Italian. The club features a talented lineup including Serge Milinkovic-Savic, Malcolm, Ruben Neves, Theo Hernandez, Bono, Kalidou Koulibaly, Marcos Leonardo, and captain Salem Al-Dosari. Isak has had a nightmare start to his Liverpool career after earning an £125 million, $169 million, move from Newcastle to Merseyside over the summer. He became the first player in club history to lose each of his first 5 starts. Not only is Isak without a league goal, but he also has just 7 shots, including 1 on target, in 318 minutes. Fellow import Ekitike is off to a slightly stronger start, having scored 5 and 13 in all competitions while earning his first call-up to the French national team. Nuñez finished his Liverpool career with 40 goals in 143 games. The Uruguayan's 3-year spell with the Reds concludes after he finalized a switch to the Saudi Pro League side today, Liverpool said in a statement once his transfer was confirmed. Everybody at the club would like to thank Darwin for his contributions and wish him and his family all the best for the future. Liverpool should feel aggrieved, new referee and VAR verdict says everything. Liverpool were beaten 3-0 by Nottingham Forest in the Premier League on Saturday, with the Reds on the receiving end of a controversial VAR decision at Anfield. Liverpool have been told why they should feel aggrieved after 2 refereeing decisions during their Premier League defeat to Nottingham Forest. The Reds suffered a 3-0 loss at Anfield on Saturday, a result which has seen them drop to 11th place in the league table. Arne Slot's side will now turn their attention to PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League during the week, before returning to Premier League duties next weekend against West Ham. Liverpool will be eager to bounce back as quickly as possible, but were left frustrated by a controversial decision during their loss to Forest. Murillo broke the deadlock for the visitors at Anfield over the weekend, with the goal being reviewed by VAR after Dan Ndoye was in an offside position standing in goalkeeper Alisson's line of sight. The goal was comparable to the one Virgil van Dijk netted against Manchester City a fortnight ago, which was ruled out after Andy Robertson was deemed to be offside and in front of goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma as he ducked under the path of the ball, reports the Liverpool Echo. Former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher has explained on Sky Sports RefWatch why Liverpool could feel hard done by the decision. "I go back to 2 weeks ago and the grey area for this kind of incident is too wide. We are at the behest of the officials on the day," Gallagher said. "It's so subjective and it is too loose. There are no defining barriers like handball. If you tighten this up, people might not like it, but we'd accept it. At the moment, people are saying this has happened to our team this week and this has happened to our team this week." Liverpool feel aggrieved at both decisions. Gallagher went on to be asked why Murillo's goal was allowed to stand and Van Dijk's header was disallowed 2 weeks ago, and the difference in offside between Robertson a fortnight ago and Ndoye over the weekend. "The difference is Andy Robertson moves. He moves to the ball," Gallagher explained. "You ask for consistency and to get the decision right, but you can't have both. If you want consistency, every goal like this would be disallowed. Consistency is only good as long as everyone is happy with it. Last week it was said the Liverpool goal should have been a goal. This week, 2 have been given as goals. You could say everyone has looked and learnt. They haven't been inconsistent. They have actually recognized and thought that in this situation the more acceptable situation is a goal. They have actually given people what they want.